Hello friends, Sinister Scrafty here. It's been a long while, and that is because of school and work, but here goes nothing. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Gym Leader tier list. Let's get right into it. I've done a few of these in my channel before, so they're pretty much going to be following the same ideology as before. Rourke. This guy sucks real bad. All of your starters are going to have an advantage against him because the level cap is level 14, assuming you're Nuzlocking, and you will have Monferno by then, which mitigates any issue you're going to have. The only thing is here, Cranidos has Bulldoze, and that's pretty scary in the sense that if you're not careful, you will die. So don't use Monferno on the Cranidos, and you should be good. Thing is, if you have Monferno, it's going to be a bit trickier. It's not impossible, though. You're pretty likely to get a Psyduck at some point. You're pretty likely to have a Badoo / Roselia. And I mean, guys, even Badoo gets the job done here. So yeah, this guy sucks. Alright, D tier. Gardenia. This girl is quite scary. Rose Raid is just really powerful for this point in the game, and the level cap is really awkward, so you don't really have the Pokemon you wish you had at this point. Rose Raid is obviously it's a late game Pokemon, and it being here at this point in the game, that's pretty insane. It has a Citrus Berry, which is even more annoying, and it's timid nature, so you are really not going to have anything faster than this Rose Raid. It will be faster than you pretty much 100% of the time. It also has Technician, so even if its Grass Knot is not that good into your Pokemon, it's still going to sting you. And it has Stun Spore. So if somehow you manage to be faster, well, good luck, because you're not going to be anymore. Cherubi is pretty awful. Turtwig, you really got to set yourself up properly for the Rose Raid, because if the Turtwig sets up a Reflect right before it dies, all of a sudden Rose Raid becomes just about unkillable. You're going to have a hard time with her if you pick Grotle or Prinplup and you let certain things die, or your encounters have been kind of awkward. I'm going to give her A tier just because of the Rose Raid. Rose Raid is literally that good. I mean, she could just have Turtwig and Rose Raid and she would still be A tier. I don't even know why she has a Cherubi. That thing is terrible. Alright, Maylene. Listen, Adamant Lucario at Drain Punch? Yikes. And it has Bulk Up. And it has a big root. This thing is really terrifying. Not to mention that Metatite sets up Light Screen for it with Light Clay, so that means it'll be up for 7 turns instead of 5. Machoke provides speed control and also knocks off your items. So you have to be careful, again, with the setup on how Lucario comes in, just like with the Rose Raid. With a lot of these fights, the tricky part is how are you going to deal with their ace? What do you have out against their ace? You want to have like a Hippopotas or something out when Lucario comes in, because you want to be in a strong position. You don't want to say, oh, Lucario's in, now let me deal with it. No, you're going to have a bad time. Maylene's harder than Gardenia. Crasher Wake. This dude is S tier. I'm going to explain why. Okay, so Gyarados and Quagsire, they offset each other's weaknesses really well. So you have to have a well-balanced team. You also pretty much need an electric type, because if you don't, Gyarados is going to give you a really bad time. Because if you rely on the other things, okay, so let's say, your answer to Floatzel and your answer to Quagsire gets chipped or in any way gets worn down, having to take down this Gyarados, it's going to be a bad time. You really need a dedicated Gyarados answer. It's weak to rock, but hey, what rock type is really going to stand up to it? This thing has Brine. it hits on the special side. And even though Gyarados has a poor special attack stat, it's still going to sting because what are your rock type options? Cranidos, Shieldon, Graveler. You know, these are things with poor special defense. If you get a nose pass or something, yeah, that could save you. But that's really the only rock type that I would suggest. And once it hits you with one brine, that's it. You have to switch out because it does double damage on if you have less than 50%. So really it has to be an electric type, preferably Magnemite. But even Magnemite has to hit it and get out of there because it's not going to take 2 hits from this Gyarados. Crusher Wake is really scary. And then when you do deal with it with the electric type, the Quagsire comes in. It's immune to electric. And the Quagsire is the easiest part of this fight because you could just use your Roselia and it'll get the job done because it doesn't have an ice type move. You can't set up on it because of Haze, which is unfortunate because if you could set up on it, that would be really nice for the Floatzel that comes in later. Floatzel used to have Crunch and Platinum, so I really don't know why they gave it Bite instead. Honestly, Bite is kind of even more annoying than Crunch because even though Crunch can drop your defense, if you get unlucky and you get flinched enough times, you might be in a really tight spot. Also, the wide lens makes it so that Ice Fang never misses, so keep an eye out for that. And then another annoying thing about the Ice Fang is it can freeze you, and that could ruin your whole day, honestly. So yeah, Rain Dance support for Floatzel for the Swift Swim. It makes its Aqua Jets and Brines even more scarier. So yeah, you definitely want to be careful with Crusher Wake because he is extremely difficult. Fantina, she's also pretty challenging. Everybody is a plus speed nature, so that's fun. You're going to have a really hard time outspeeding this Magius and Gengar. The Gengar has Shadow Claw. I really don't understand why. Just give it Shadow Ball. This is what, the 5th gym? Whatever, I might just be complaining a little bit too much. Your level cap is 36, which means your starters can be fully evolved, which means you have more options, and you can also have things like Staraptor. You can have, I think you can have Golduck by now, which could be pretty useful. Yeah, 33. Yeah, you can get that. You can have a Giraffe Rig at this point, and I know you're probably thinking, man, Giraffe Rig sucks. Why would I ever use that? Well, it's pretty good in this fight, so yeah, I think it's definitely something to consider. Because of the increased options, she's B tier. You really got to be careful though. Like if you can have a way to spread paralysis, if you have a bulky normal type to spread paralysis, this will make your life a lot easier. Well, now we know where Rourke gets his skills from. That's all I'm really going to say. He's in D tier with his son. Just listen. Bastiodon was scary only because of Metal Burst. And they took it away. And it had Sturdy. This has good Sturdy. So if they gave him Metal Burst, yes, Byron would be in C tier. And they didn't even give this guy a Bronzong. They kept him with a Bronzor. That is so sad. If you have Infernape, you click Flamethrower, Close Combat, and then everything dies. Because what is this going to do to you? Maybe Stone Edge after defense drop might kill you. Because of Sturdy, it won't die. But hey, let's say you're smart and you set up Stealth Rocks with your Infernape first before you click Flamethrower. Well, all of a sudden you just won the game in 4 turns. So that is why Byron is D tier. And obviously Infernape's not the only way to go about this. Bronzor is now weak to Dark and Ghost type moves now as well. So, you know, Bronzor used to be a lot more sturdy back in Gen 4. Now, it's not even holding an item. I mean, I really don't understand. She had a Drifloon. That would be like giving her a Drifloon. Anyway, Byron sucks. That's the gist of it. Candace can be tricky. The Snover is really a waste of time. Well, okay, let me correct myself. The Snover is really to set up hail. That's really what it's for. She used to have a Frostlass, and now it's gone. I wish I understood why. I guess it's because Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are remakes of Diamond and Pearl, and not of Platinum. But still, you know, there's no reason to give her a Snover. She's the 7th gym leader, you know? And Sneasel holding a Choppleberry is irrelevant. I mean, you know, if you're using a strong fighting move, it's going to die anyway. It's not going to, oh man, that almost killed me. No, it's going to die. You just have to hit it on the physical side. If you hit it on the special side, yeah, it's probably going to live. Hit it physically with a fighting move, and you're okay. Same with Snover, just hit it physically with a fighting move. Medicham is pretty scary. Honestly, Medicham's the scariest Pokemon she has, and it's not even an Ice type, so I find that highly ironic. Bomb the Snow, it's really slow. It's quiet nature, meaning it's minus speed, so really anything is going to be faster than it, which is pretty important because if it does get the Aurora Veil off, then it's going to be annoying because it's going to heal with Giga Drain. So Candace, C tier. Alright, Volkner. Octillery is kind of bad because it's slow. It does have Sniper and Focus Energy, but I mean, come on, don't let it do this to you. Don't let him set up on you now. I mean, the fact that it has Aurora Beam and not Ice Beam, Octazooka and not Surf, it's really painful. Nuzzle on Raichu is pretty annoying because you can't shut it down with Taunt. Also, the fact that they gave him Surf is pretty insane. And the thing that I like about Volkner is that due to the held items, Ambipom and Raichu effectively have no weaknesses, at least in the first turn. So that's pretty nice. Technician double hit is pretty scary, especially in conjunction with critical hits, so please watch out for that. Luxray is underwhelming, he always has been, and he probably always will be as well. Iron Tail is its best move, which is incredibly sad. Because Thunderfang, 97 power, his strongest move is Iron Tail. I think that should tell you a lot. And it being Jolly nature is really not going to matter. He's still going to be slow. He's B tier. And narrowly is he B tier, because the thing is, you're at the end of the game, you have everything available to you. I don't know, man. I really want to put him in C tier. He's extremely underwhelming. Your ace is Luxray. Like, how you're not going to get far in life. Oh, boy. And we're going to do the Elite Four this time as well. So Aaron. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his Platinum team, which means he once again has a Dustox and Beautifly. And we all know how good Dustox and Beautifly are. I will mention that this Elite Four is pretty scary, all things considered. But the way Aaron starts everything off, kind of leaves you wanting. I will say the Guts, Positive, Speed, Nature, Flame Orb, Heracross is pretty scary. And it knows Facade as well. Drapion is holding a Scope Lens, and it has the Sniper ability, which is also really scary because he has Cross Poison and Night Slash, which both have increased critical hit rates, which is not something you want, folks. So literally, well, quite literally, just because of Heracross and Drapion, it really saves this guy. He's top of C tier for this reason, and I'm serious. If it weren't for those two, he would be D tier. Because Dustox and Beautifly, it really loses him a lot of momentum. And Beautifly does have Quiver Dance, I shall mention that, but the thing is, come on, just use the move Rock Throw or Rock Tomb or anything involving rocks and it will die. Bertha. The Quagsire set is pretty good as Toxic and Recover, so hey, as long as she's utilizing that well, she'll get pretty far. Sudowoodo has Rock Head and Head Smash, which is pretty scary, so she can spam that onto you. and I hope you have some good resists, because it's going to hurt. Golem has Rock Polish, and it's also Jolly Natured, and it will surprisingly outspeed a lot of things after just one Rock Polish. So you got to be careful with that, because Stone Edge and Earthquake are incredibly good in terms of offensive synergy. The thing about Bertha is that if you have a really good grass type like Rose Raid, it's really going to take you a long way. Torterra is really good in this fight, and if you play it properly, that said grass type can beat the whole fight for you. Flint, I've always found this team to be pretty funny, but because of the type diversity, he's actually pretty solid, and I'm going to put him above Ghost Lady. Alright, Lucian, Psychic type. This dude is extremely scary. He is S tier. He has double screens, he has a Life Orb Alakazam. I mean, what else do I have to say? And Cynthia, I mean, come on guys, it's Cynthia. This is the hardest fight in the game, bar none, and Lucian is actually harder than Crash or Wake. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Sinister Scrafty out.